Welcome to RVing in New England, the nation's only forum that puts you on stage with some of the biggest names in the RV industry. And now your hosts, John DePietro and Bob Zagami.
Oh, there we are. Good afternoon, good evening. It's Wednesday night, and it's February already.
I got a question.
What's that?
When I work this show with Bernie, there's no 5-second delay. Bernie's got it all figured out that when they say, here's your host, John DePietro and Bob Zagami, I just snap my finger and I'm there. With you?
I'll have to take lessons from Uncle Bernie.
Uncle Bernie, I'll tell you, he's here even when he's not here.
He's good. He's good.
We have a great show tonight. We're going to allow our audience to be the stars, but we've also got a whole bunch of updates. And first thing we want to do is thank our sponsors, Seacoast RV.
That's correct.
On Route 1 in Saco, Maine. And they have crop park models. I'll tell you, and at the Boston show, they had one of the most highly visited booths because they had the crop model and they had the elevation model. They had a bunch of Winnebago products there, but they also had the Winnebago product that was being given away. And as soon as you can figure out a way to rig it that your relatives win it, then you're going to announce who the winner is. But you know what? Thank Kenny and Amanda, the whole crew from Seacoast RVs. They're such great sports, and they're our sponsor. So we thank them for
the computerized drawing is on February 15th after they dedupe the listings and get everything squared away.
Okay, now, let's get something clear here. I've got my water here as usual. Let's make sure you're back to normal. What do you got there, Zagami?
I am back to normal. COVID is gone and Jack is back.
Jack is back. Is that ice?
Huh?
Or you got it in water?
No, it's ice.
Oh, I can't see the ice from here. Okay.
So it's a big ball, but it melted already, I think. Yep.
Oh, that's your what? Third or fourth glass?
Off the medicine. Jack is back. Life is back to normal.
Okay.
And I transferred COVID to my wife. So
she has it now?
Yeah.
Oh,
she's not a happy camp.
But the dog is fine.
Well, he's got medical issues, but yeah.
Okay. But he had his blood test today.
I don't know. Do dogs get COVID?
I don't know. They would if the government could figure out a way to make the numbers look bigger.
Yeah, they'd put him on Medicare.
Yeah, exactly. So we should tell people that are wondering, first of all, we've got a special guest coming up later in the show. Should we? Now, let's not even say who she is yet. But she's big. She's big and national. She's going to join us for a few minutes. If she can get out of the traffic. Where is she tonight?
She is en route home. She's running a little bit late, and she's going to be in a car. And there's not going to be any light, so we're going to take her with voice only, probably around 7:30. Sandy is a well-known premier RV industry coach and consultant. A lot of her work is done in the campground industry, so we wanted to put a little flavor into the discussion tonight as we talk about the RV shows, as we talk about products. And, I want to hear from our guests, what products did they like at the shows? Did anybody buy one at the shows? Was there a particular floor plan or feature that you like?
Right. And
I haven't even who's checked in.
News, yep. The other news, in addition to the shows, is, as you can see from the sign behind me, the Quartzsite tour continues, even though we're not going to Quartzsite, because when we had to temporarily suspend the Quartzsite show due to my wife's illness, she's gotten a clean bill of health. And on Friday, we are taking our motorhome out of storage at Fuller RV. Ryan Hadley is coming over Friday morning, going to de-winterize, because amazingly, Bob, it's going to be 60 degrees up here on Friday and Saturday in New England. So I said, why wait till we get all the way down to South and North Carolina and Georgia to, unwinterize? So
Sure.
the beauty of having a mobile RV expert is that they come right to your house. So Ryan will be here 9:00. We'll probably be on the road by 9:45 because I tell you, folks, and let me tell you, audience, here's where you can chime in for the first time today. Do you get an unbelievable feeling of anticipation when you're ready to take a trip, whether it's the first trip of the season or you've been traveling all season? That feeling of knowing that in just a couple days the snow is going to be gone, and you know what, you're heading to warm weather. Like Zagami has that background right there with 70 and 80 degree weather. Do you get that feeling of anticipation? So we want to tell all of our,
or do you get the feeling that you're going to leave something behind or somebody behind?
There's always that feeling. But you know what? Say you leave something behind. You have a store along the way that you can stop and get it at. This time, last time when we went on our trip, we filled the refrigerator with all kinds of things, from ice cream and frozen pretzels and cold cuts and hot dogs and pasta. And you know what? You can get all that stuff down there. In fact, you can get.
Do you freeze your Chef Boyardee?
Yeah. No, I see. I always have 2 or 3 cases of it out in the motorhome. I always have 2 or 3 cases in the motorhome, and I left them out and the cans froze. So I put them in the microwave and put them on for a minute, and they defrosted just like that. So
that's exciting.
The thing is this. We want to thank our sponsors: Winnebago, Spacious Skies, Spot Tonight, Campers Inn, Easy Care, RV Business, Go RVing, for hanging with us. And we're going to deliver more because, Bob, where are you and I going to be this time next week?
This time next week, we'll be in Daytona.
Right.
Or somewhere close to it.
Yep. Special thanks to our friends at Campers Inn.
Yeah.
And they've got an amazing relationship started with Richard Childress Racing, which are the company that used to have Dale Earnhardt. And I think even Dale Jr. there for one time.
For a little while, yeah.
So we're not going to have a show.
We got Dante on. He's
already
Daytona.
there.
Steve Hogan. Hello.
Yeah.
Everyone. Don Hawes is there from Athens. Stella's there from Newmarket, New Hampshire. Jim Roy from Maine. Susan Leiden. Keenan.
Chile.
Hello. Chile, Summerfield, Florida. Well, she's a little bit north of me, so they were a little bit colder up there.
Okay.
Tony,
our friend Tony.
Tony's still in Arizona.
Yep. Yeah, he's still. I think he's still right around Quartzsite.
Yeah, Susan's right. Last night we got up this morning. It was 42 here. Tim's on. He'll have 19 units at the Springfield RV and Camping Show, which is coming up Washington's birthday weekend. That's always a big show for Tim, and we appreciate him being in the Boston show with his Oliver's and Intex. Walter's not on yet. Yes, always.
Walter Burns. Walter Burns at 7:07.
Oh, I talked to him this afternoon. He said he was going to be. Where the hell did I?
He's right there. He's on my screen. I'll read it for you. Way to hang, Z. Evening, guys, and thanks for all you do. Proud to be supporting the tour wherever John's headed. Well, I'm headed down to Florida for, we're going to try to do 5 weeks. We've never done 5 weeks. In fact, 5 of the last 7 tours have ended up in either emergency rooms or urgent cares. So we're done. We don't get sick all year. God willing, we don't get sick all year. And we go on vacation. And, a couple of years ago, my wife fell out of the RV. She was walking down the stairs and fell out of it. And luckily, we're right next to a fire station. The fireman came over and picked her up and, whatever. And then, we had that episode last time. And a couple of times I ended up in ERs. And our kids have ended up in our grandkids have ended up in urgent cares and that type of thing. So we're asking for your prayers that we make it to Florida.
A trouble-free trip.
Trouble
Bill
free.
Sellers on 8 minutes late, just under the Johnny D allowance.
Yeah, give him 10 minutes.
Tim says spring is coming soon. Be ready for the 2024 season. Bernie says, good evening, friends. I apologize for being late. Tim comes back. John DePietro would be one to put on a what?
A can in a microwave. That was all a joke. Nobody even caught it. Thank you, Tim, for actually listening. Because I said the cans froze, so I put them in the microwave and they defrosted. Now, if any of us ever remember the early years of the microwaves back in the 70s, when you put a dish in that had a little bit of, metal, decorative stuff on it, and it sparked like firecrackers. So, Tim, you win the award for listening to my joke.
All right, Greg's happy to see you still using Ryan. We always use Ryan.
Yeah. And I will tell you this.
Getting older sucks, but it beats the alternative. Yeah.
Ryan did a phenomenal job at the Boston show, as did Mike Stokel, talking about electricity. And I'll tell you, both of those guys, they're so into their topic, electricity and maintenance. And let's face it, Bob, buying the RV it's a big part, but in the long run, it's not the biggest part of being an RVer. Keeping it running is the bigger part, and trip planning and all that other stuff.
You got to do preventive maintenance. You got to do, get work done on the spring and the fall. Yeah. Tim says, nice save on the can, John.
Hey, Tim, let me ask Tim a question. We talked briefly in Boston, but we never really, because I came around a couple of times and I wasn't able to see him. What was the reception to the Oliver product? Because I know you were so excited to be bringing Oliver to Boston, and I think you're one of the few dealers in the Northeast that has that product.
The only one in New England. Every time we went by, there was a line going into the Oliver.
Yep. And I'll tell you,
I don't think I saw him until the last day.
Yeah, when I went into that Oliver unit, it just, when you walk into some units, they're kind of rickety, but this one just said solid as a rock. And when you look at that shell without any seams, it's kind of amazing. So, go back to Susan here, Bob, since we started Class A in April. We get home mid-April. What?
23.
2 years on the road. Wow.
No, she means 20. Yeah. We haven't got to April yet, Susan.
No. They started in April of 22 and they get home in mid-April of 24. So you remember Jim Keenan.
But they came home. I thought they came home in between there last summer.
Maybe Jim did. All
right, what they're saying is they're going to be back home in April this year, and they will have spent 149 nights in the coach. So almost a full year in the coach.
Right. Now, the thing is this, but that's 2 years. So that's 700 days. That means Jim Keenan has spent 350 nights in the doghouse.
Probably.
So what do we got? Tony, put down Tony saying, yeah, you all need to keep. Yeah. Tony, what's Tony saying? It's great spending time. I don't know if we could keep up with him. He's always in the fast forward. But Tony had the courage to go up to Willie Nelson at a restaurant. Now, we're at a restaurant. This is in the desert in Quartzsite, Arizona. The name of the restaurant. Tony, type in the name of the restaurant just to see if you're still listening. I can't believe that there was a name of the restaurant like this in Quartzsite. But Tony will type it in.
And Willie Nelson was there, or somebody that looked like Willie Nelson?
Tony was there. I mean, I wish Tony would send us that picture. Tony, if you can send us that picture.
Oh, that's right. He did post a picture with Willie.
Yeah. I was to the yacht club. The yacht club.
What's that yacht club in the middle of the desert?
In the middle of the desert. They wouldn't even know what a boat was. No, although Tony, you did get some floods that you probably could have used a boat a couple of times there. He said that the water was rushing under the tent, but You know what? We need to have a special show just dedicated to Quartzsite, because it's such a special and different place. And the big difference between Quartzsite and all other shows that we do out here is that the audience is already there. They don't go to Quartzsite. They're already in the city, in the town, whatever you want to call it. I mean, it's tumbling tumbleweeds for most of the year, but for 4 months of the year, there's 250,000 RVers in there.
So wait, go back to Willie. So if you were in a restaurant and Willie Nelson was there, you wouldn't go up and say hello to Willie?
Well, I was intimidated.
Get your picture taken with him?
Tony did. Tony did. I was intimidated because I've never been around celebrities before, so
I think I'm going to see him in a couple of weeks. He's coming to the casino down the street.
Oh, in Immokalee or
in Immokalee, yeah. Immokalee.
Yeah.
Seminole Indian Casino.
Yeah. Is it a 2 p.m. show?
No, I think it's 6.
For the audience.
I think he's sitting. I read some review, and he's sitting on a stool on the stage now, so he doesn't move around.
Right? Well, 90. Those last years of Kenny Rogers, he was on a bar stool.
Yeah,
and, you know, when you're
everybody. So, all right, look, anybody out there, what did you see in RVs that you really liked? And you know, Tim's going to tell me he likes the Olivers and the Intex, but I know some of you who have been to shows, new floor plans. I am seeing a lot on the, we talked about this last week, a lot of reviews of products at the show, but the ones for Brinkley are off the charts, just off the charts.
Well, we played that video last week, right?
No, we didn't play the.
You didn't play that 18-minute? Huh?
We haven't played the 18-minute one with Ron and Bill.
No, not the 18-minute one. The 1 minute and a half one about the guy who said that he's a master builder and he saw.
Yeah, right.
Yeah. I don't know if you still have it there. Want to do it up again? You can do that.
Yeah.
But Tim says Oliver Travel Trailers was well received. For those, you can see the quality and true value, built to last. Won't have cabinet and sidewall separations as occurs with many others. 4-season units. Okay. Don Hawes, I'm only joking about intruding on someone. I'll go up to anybody, as you know, because I went up with Brett Baer and who else that we meet up in
Dana Perino, Jesse Waters, Bert Hume,
Brian
Kilmeade.
Brian Kilmeade, all those guys. And you know what?
Full gang. You didn't get Lawrence Jones.
I don't even know who. Oh no, we couldn't find him. Yeah. We couldn't. We looked for him.
You'd see him. He's tall. He's tall.
Yeah.
He must have been a football player.
Yeah, that could be. Oh, Tony sent me something here. What did Tony send?
This is.
Let me share the photo.
Let me share the photo.
Okay, I got it here. How can I send it to you, Bob?
Just email it to me, and I'll pull it off the email.
Okay, I'm going to do it right now.
Jimmy Keene says lots of enthusiastic interest in the Brinkleys. What else? You had a good display over there, Jim, in Pete's RV display. What else? What were the families? What were the families looking at? A lot of interest in the bunk beds or the new smaller family units that are down under $30,000. What did you see there? Well, Burns says, I'm seeing and hearing the off-grid, X-grid towables and Class B vehicles for the adventurous folks are really surging. That's true. I know Ember wasn't in the show, but they had some off-road units. Rockwood and Flagstaff have Rockwood off-road. Jayco has off-road. Jimmy, did you have any of the off-road Jaycos in your display? So he says, yes, we did. So I'm not sure what he's referring to in terms of yes, we did.
Yeah, Brinkley was amazing. Grand Design Influence. Yeah, also take a look at the Grand Design Influence. Yeah, considering they're somewhat related. Did the Fox crew realize they were talking to you? Yeah, Yeah.
No,
Actually, Jim Roy, they came up to me and said, "Hey, I hear you're John DePietro. Can we have your autograph?" And I said, "Sure." And then they asked to take a picture. Now, we did see Jim Roy, and he brought two of his employees, Daryl and Daryl. And they went through a bunch of units. Jim Roy, did you not go through a bunch of units? And
well, he wanted to show them how they were made.
Yep, maybe it was Brinkley. But, let me just say this to Walter Burns. I was at a car dealership down in Wallingford, Connecticut, Prestige Kia. And there was the big sign for Easy Care, the Easy Care sign I saw right in the store. So not only is it for RVs, it's for cars as well. What else we got here? When I write reviews of Brinkley product, it gets big traffic. Okay. Wait till you guys see. We got to figure out a way to do it because it's 18 minutes long. We'll have to just put it up and give you the link. We did an 18-minute video with the founders of Brinkley. I think we should just play it unedited, even though it does have a few words that you couldn't put on regular TV. But it just shows these guys are regular guys. And the reality is,
Jim's got a good point here. Stick and tin, which is the entry-level units, we're hearing this from all the shows that the fiberglass is selling better than stick and tin because the manufacturing prices have really come down this year. So you can pretty much buy a fiberglass for what you could buy stick and tin last year. And even though the interest rates are up with the suggested prices down, they're finding that the fiberglass trailers are selling really well. Interesting transposition there. Walter Burns said, "Nice."
Did you see Tony's text?
No, I don't have your email.
No, he texted it to you, and I texted it to you as well. Should I send it by email?
No,
the Willie Nelson picture.
Yeah, send it by email so I can just pull it off the desktop.
Okay, go ahead. Take over here while I do this.
Yeah,
I'm tired of taking over the show. You just do something with it.
Well, I have to do all that stuff behind the scenes for you because you don't know how to do it. Scott Barr, the shows I've been to recently suggest that there's an increased interest in having RVs with cold weather capabilities. I heard this in Boston and Michigan. You're 100% correct there. Danforth Bay is open and they're doing well in the winter up in New Hampshire there, but there's a heightened interest for outdoor sports and the extreme sports in the wintertime is not phasing anybody because a lot of them are making the 4-season units, or at least putting extra insulation in them. So winter
that's right.
camping,
Scott
that showed up in KOA's report too. What?
Let's tell people who Scott is because they may not know his name.
Scott is the best market research firm in the country with a specialty in the outdoor hospitality industry and outdoor entertainment and outdoor adventures. And he does it for KOA, does the North American Camper and Outdoor Hospitality Report, does the monthly reports for KOA that they started, I think, last year or the year before. So they spotlight a particular area about camping every month. And he's doing some additional research. I know he's doing some stuff with Sandy Ellingson. And we do have Sandy in the lobby. And what time? It's 7:25. We'll bring her up in a minute. So Scott is very active in that, and he lives in the woods of Maine too, not too far from Jim Roy.
Yeah, we should also mention that Scott moderated the program on the Camper to Camper program that Jason Cole and Joe Cavosa participated in. And you know what? Let me tell you, folks, if there's anything that you want to find about demographics, psychographics, socioeconomic graphics, anything at all about your fellow campers, pick up a copy of the North American Camping Report. That is, people think that it's published by KOA, but it's published by Scott. KOA is the sponsor of it. Keep in mind, I don't know, Scott, tell us if any of the content
it's published by KOA, and Scott is the research behind it. He's the
Okay. So, Scott, tell us if if it's available online, because we have, and you know what, Bob, even tonight, just turning it on at 7:02 and watching the people that are already on the show, we are, Mr. Zagami and I are the two most grateful people in this industry that are in the media side of it, because we have a ready-made audience every week. And you know what? There are times when we hit that button at 7:01 or it's at 7 o'clock. We have no idea what the hell we're going to say. We don't really need to, because our audience can carry the show.
We don't have time to practice it. So if you go to the koapressroom.com, you can download the North American Camping Report for the last 7 or 8 years. You can download the monthly reports. And I know Scott is now providing the information to KOA for this year's report, which I think usually comes out around April, just at the beginning of the camping season. So feel free to reach out to Scott directly. He loves talking to campers and RVs. It is a good point. We've tried this 2 years in a row now. What we call the camper to camper seminar, with our experts on the stage and our campers in the audience. How can we expand that and make it better so that we can get more people to go to it? What is it? Is it the title? What a different title brought them there? How do we promote it maybe before the show? Huh?
And I'll throw something up to our audience and ask if they want to do that camper to camper show right here on one of our weekly shows, because we can replicate it. We don't have to wait till Boston for next year. We can do it right here through the wonders of the internet. I know how to control everything on this board, so I would certainly be, in charge of it technically.
I think that's a night that we'd probably call in Bill Sell.
Yeah, probably Bill Sell. But you know what? Yeah. You call in Bill Sell. You call Scott to moderate it. You and I kind of sit out in the audience. We have Cavosa, we have Cole, we have Swenson, we have so many of the other campers that we have here. And you know what? I think Scott would like that, because it gives him more research. And for Scott to say, feel free to reach out to me directly. I just love talking to campers and RVers. That is absolutely amazing. Scott, Bob, would you put up his email address?
Yeah.
And while Bob is doing that, I will tell you that this show. No, wait a minute. You have a special commercial.
Is it 7:30? All right, let's run the commercial, and I'll. We don't have a commercial. We got a different graphic.
Oh, is that what it is? Oh, I thought it was a promoting.
No.
Okay. Anyway, it's still for Seacoast RV.
Right.
And just like our friends at many of the other dealerships throughout New England, Boston RV Show specials extended February 4th through the 10th. That's right through this week. $10,000 off. $10,000 off any in-stock crop park model. Okay. And up to 10,000. That's not a misprint, is it?
No.
Up to $55,000 off MSRP and motorized, up to $5,000 off. Those are, the three major brands that they carry. Those are unbelievable discounts. So, Saco, Maine is where you can find them, and there you go. Saco, Maine is where you find them.
This Scott's email. Now, if we do this, if we do it once a quarter with an audience, an in studio audience type of thing, then that would give Scott a lot of information in prepping for next year's unit.
Right. And if we give him enough information,
next year's seminar. But the other thing that we could do too is maybe set up a smaller seminar, almost like an in-focus group, set up a little fake campfire and maybe put 10 chairs around it and have Scott moderate it 3 or 4 times a day, have different people, invite people from the attendees. If they go over to XYZ spot, the first 10 people that fill the chairs sit with Scott for an hour, and he peppers them with questions.
Right. And you know what? We could also figure out a way. Again, we're talking on the fly here because this is not a scripted show. when I go down to Margaritaville in Auburndale within the next few weeks, we might be able to put live people around a campfire down there and be able to do something that way. We'll talk to Dawn about that. And, Steve Hogan, 2 weeks notice, please. Scott, let's connect. Wait a minute. Scott's not in Florida, though. Scott, full-time. Yeah. So Dante wants to talk. So anyway,
Steve is happy to be here every week. I'm not sure if he means every week we do that.
No. That's when I said we thank you for taking time to be here every week. Yeah. So you have Sandy queued up?
That would be a great show.
You have Sandy queued up or the robot?
Huh?
You have Sandy queued up or the robot?
I can do the robot, and then we'll catch Sandy. But Bill says all in one on a live workshop. Yeah. All right. Let me go over and see your
workshop.
Okay. So your special guest. So this is.
You want to set it up? Or you want me to?
Yeah, I'll set it up. So John scooped the first AI interview with a non-human being at the Tampa show. They made national headlines. They had him on the Good Morning America show the next day. He was signing autographs at NBC Today show. This is very impressive.
3, 2, 1. Hey, everybody, we are here in Florida. Whereabouts in Florida are we?
Well, you are in Tampa, just by I-4 and I-75. For people who know the interstate, because everybody knows the interstates.
That's true. Now, my question to you is this. Is this the first time you're looking at an RV?
Oh, I've seen lots of RVs. I come to this show every year. And I bet you come every year too, don't you?
Okay, but you've been here every year, but you've never bought one. Do you not have a brain?
I don't have a driver's license.
Yeah, but if you've been in Florida, you know that there are people here without driver's licenses.
Well, this is true, but they have experience driving, and I don't have that experience. I'm looking for a toy hauler. They've got some here. Do you want to buy me one?
Okay, because you want to be in the back end or the front end?
Well, I want to.
That's not really the question I should be asking. But
no, listen, they haul me around, but I also get to talk to the humans out here at the RV show, and I get to walk all over the place, or in my case, road to be correct. But I would only be in the hauler part in the back. Yes.
Oh, okay. So we can tell the people up front which way to go and stuff, or.
You humans don't appreciate being told where to go a whole lot, so you know that.
That's exactly right. So what would you say to somebody who's thinking of buying their first RV, like this man? What do you think about the U.S. Marines?
The Marines is going by. Thank you, sir, for your service. We appreciate it. Well, he was actually he might have been driving a tank at some point during his career, or maybe another vehicle, so who knows what that's Army, not Marine, but it's a joke.
Right. No, they don't drive tanks in the Marines?
I believe not, but I never served, so I wouldn't know that.
You don't know that. So what would you say to people that are thinking of buying their first RV? Should they come to this show?
They should check everything out at the show. There's so much to pick from, but you know what? If you come here, you can get overwhelmed unless you write down and have in your mind the things that are what you want.
Oh, okay.
There's something for everybody.
There's somebody from the Navy right here.
Oh my gosh, they're everywhere out here. Thank you for your service.
Where are the Army people? I don't see any Army people.
Well, let's go find them. 1, 2, 3, 4, march.
Okay.
How come you're not marching?
I'm not. I had a high draft number. So here's my question to you. You would recommend buying an RV?
Oh, I would, of course, recommend it, but you got to do your homework to know which RV will fit you.
How about an Airstream? You could drive an Airstream,
Well, you don't drive them, sir. I believe that normally you have to.
But there are some that you can drive.
Oh, yeah, but you put all this.
Look at these people. She's been riveted to her Airstream.
Well, okay. Well, come on over and check out some of the competition. Then it never hurts to learn, right?
Okay. So that's that. Look at here's a bunch of tourists.
I don't know. They got a nice little wheel hard, man.
A bunch of tourists, and a guy thinks he's in a parade. He's waiting for the Mardi Gras parade. We don't know whether he's here or not.
Well, we do have a parade here every day at 2:30. Did you know that?
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah, every day we have all of our entertainers going through the entire fairground. Well, you know what? This is the Florida State Fairgrounds where they have this RV show, and it's huge. It's huge. So if you bring your people out here, folks, come on and say hi, okay?
Okay. So we want to thank you for spending time with us. I know you've got to go in and get recharged.
Oh, you're right, I do. And speaking of that, there's a lovely lady over there. Ma'am, can you recharge my batteries? Excuse me? Ma'am. Oh, thank you. Well, hi, welcome. I was going to say, I'm Oscar. Welcome.
And now, back to you.
John was scraping the barrel for an interview that day, and the
Did you
old robot came
notice?
walking by.
Now, that was in Florida 2 weeks ago. Did anybody notice that I had a winter coat on?
That's right. That
Because
was
that was
cold.
the day. That was the day it was 48 degrees in
I
Florida.
even wore long sleeves that day.
Yep.
I even had
Yep.
jeans on.
I think I even had this fleece
Yeah.
on underneath
Well,
it.
let's see if we can bring our friend Sandy up, and I think we're going to get her. Sandy, can you hear us?
I sure can.
Oh, all right.
Sandy,
So
you look kind of pale.
I do, don't I? If I turned on the camera, I'd really look pale because it would be totally dark in here.
doesn't no, you're not in the
She's
trailer.
driving
You're
80 miles an hour.
No, I'm in the truck.
Okay, but I hope you're not behind the steering wheel.
No, we're letting Mark drive.
Oh, okay, good. I'm glad you're driving, Mark. That's good.
Actually, actually, we have another driver today. We have Joe as the driver today, so Mark is taking a break.
Oh, all right. So Sandy saw our notice today about being open mic, and she sent me a note and said, "Do I qualify for the open mic? Because I've got a lot of, I've just come off the same number of shows that you guys have come off." And we asked her to kind of give us 2 or 3 things that campers should be looking for this year. Kind of some inside information, but putting a consumer twist to it, right, Sandy?
I'm sorry, you blipped out for just a minute.
Okay, so you
tell us what you want to talk about.
Yeah, you tell us what you want to talk about and what hints you have for the campers. Are we losing you?
The tips that have. Well, first of all, I thought you were inviting me on for open mic night, so I had prepared girls just want to have fun. So I guess I should move on from that and get to the tips. So yeah, so I have been involved. I've been involved, in some work tonight. Yeah.
She's in a bad area.
Yeah, you're cracking up, Sandy.
We lost
you're cracking up, Sandy. I'm going to drop you back down, and we'll come back to you in a couple of minutes. All right, did we lose anybody in our notes? Oh, there goes Don. At least one had intelligence, even if it was artificial. There you go.
At least one. Okay. Now, Jim, I talked to yesterday.
You? Huh?
I'm going to stop at Kingsland, Georgia, and spend, if not a night, a couple hours in the brand new, it's not even open yet, automated self-park.
RV self-park. Good.
RV self-park.
See the construction coming along down there in Georgia?
Yeah. And he said we can have you stay the night. I mean, I'm going to be right around there because I'm stopping the night before at Spacious Skies in Savannah Oaks. And Savannah and Kingsland are only about 90 miles apart. But we're going to be doing a stop, and we'll do an interview with Jim Turntine about his brand new park. And, we talked to him. It's probably 4 years ago when the first time we talked to him. And he's got his first franchise park.
I think it's longer than that.
Yeah, well, 20 or 21, something like that, maybe longer.
Day one, we caught him as soon as he kind of launched the idea. You're right.
Yeah. Hey, I see Horky just joined us. We need to tell him that, Kevin, you are going to love our new show this week, the Camper Report show this week, because it's pretty much a totally unintended. Right. I did an interview with Scott Taylor in Hershey. Bob did an interview with Bob Martin. And you know what? That comes out on Friday. So you'll enjoy that. And no reason to apologize.
And then I had a Jayco as my background photo. So it was,
right.
We called
Jayco in the background.
We called it a Thor kind of day, Kevin.
Yep.
So
yep.
Are you all done celebrating your 50th birthday? The guy goes taking off to islands or wherever. He had like a 5-day birthday celebration with some of his closest Keystone friends and others in the RV industry.
Yeah,
So
the
I don't know.
Keystone.
Do we call him an old man now that he hit 50? I mean, he's young compared to us, but you know.
Wait, what do you mean? Us? You and I are not in the same league. We're not in the same decade.
Right now we are both in the 70s.
Yeah,
That
well,
will
we're at opposite ends of the 70s.
that will-
I'm only
that will-
70.
That'll change in a month, but right now we are both in our 70th.
Yeah, for now.
Yeah,
But
Steve
in a
says
month, that'll be
go to
different.
Hilton Head RV Resort on your way down. Incredible park. But that's kind of high off. That's kind of long off 95, isn't it,
It's plus
Steve?
95 because I have to be there to do an interview with Ben Hirsch down in Jacksonville, and then we need to get down to Daytona and get all our credentials, and they're gonna, see, here's the deal, folks. Zagami was so forlorn and upset that when we went down to Tampa, Zagami thought he was going to be able to drive a pickup truck towing a Cougar fifth wheel and then slam on the brakes to show you the benefits of this new Lippert anti-lock brake system. So Ben Hirsch and Jeff Hirsch and Larry Peter at Campers Inn found out about it. So they are going to allow, Zagami is going to drive the pace car for the Daytona 500 next Sunday,
Right.
a week from
Yes.
Sunday. So
tune in on national TV, right?
Zagami
And they
is
will-
going to be driving the pace car. Okay.
We'll be doing some Campers Inn interviews at the track. They will have a little display of moto. Not little. I think they have a kind of a mini show at the track. I think they're going to have 10 RVs down there. And on Daytona weekend on Friday night, the Campers Inn truck is racing with Ben Rhodes in it. And on Sunday in the Daytona 500.
Zagami's going to be in the bed of the truck. They're going to put him in there, and they're going to
underneath
try to
the cover. Yeah.
And the because of Zagami's involvement, Jack Daniels has signed on as an associate sponsor.
How many? Is there anybody out there? I know we have some NASCAR fans that remembers when Jack Daniels sponsored the 07 car. Who can tell me who drove the Jack Daniels car in NASCAR for several years and did a nice job? I will give you a hint. He's now doing NASCAR broadcasting.
Oh, I bet you it's the tall guy.
Bingo. No. You're thinking Kevin Harvick. Jim's got it right.
No. The other guy, not Harvick. What the hell's his name? Give me his. Give me initials.
Oh, Darryl.
That means the first letter of the first name and the first letter of the last name. That's what I mean by initials.
Yeah, but I'm trying to think who's doing it with initials.
Don't worry about the initials. Just give me the initials of the guy.
I have to know what they are to tell you what they are.
Well, you thought of the question. You must know the answer.
What's you got here? Kansani. The hell's that?
Kansan? Oh, he's from Kansas?
Oh, Clint Boyer is he's from Kansas.
Clint Boyer. Okay, that's who it is. Yeah, Clint Boyer.
Lon says Dave Blaney. No, he's not. Is he doing he must be doing broadcast. I don't think he's doing broadcast.
No, but Boyer is. Boyer and Harvick.
That's the new team, right? Yeah.
Okay. Oh, Sandy's putting some tips in here, Bob. Why don't you do this? Go up a little bit more because that's her third one. Go up to these and we looked at them before. Look for and don't even ask about the option of package deals. Parks are starting to bundle weekends with all kinds of things like food, entertainment, and more. Now that's interesting.
What's that? Are you on this one or are you on the next one?
744. Oh, no. Okay, no, go ahead. That one there.
So
Book early.
this is-
It's going to be a
so book
surprise
early.
here. The sooner you book, the better rates you will get. Okay, it's just like the airline.
Right. They
Okay.
a lot of
Dynamic
campgrounds
pricing.
are using dynamic pricing. Right. When
Right.
the demand goes up, so does the price. Sandy says, look for and even ask about options of package deals. Parks are starting to bundle weekends with all kinds of things like food, entertainment, and more. That's interesting. Is that mostly on
That's
the
new.
resort end of it, Sandy, or is that pretty much regular campgrounds also? And then utilize tools like Adventure Genie, which is an AI based search engine that's getting a lot of attention. Any of you guys out there using Adventure Genie for finding things to do on the way while they're on your return flights or return trips?
Yeah, and also RV Life Trip Wizard too. That gives you a lot of side things to do while you're going from point A to point B.
What's Bernie giving us question marks for?
Oh, because I think Bernie was freaking out when I said that you'd be in the back of the truck. I thought Bernie took us seriously.
They wouldn't
Or
allow it.
that you were driving the pace car, one of the two.
Right.
Bernie, tell us what you meant by that, because Zagami's always on like a 7-second delay.
And Tuesday, there's the dual 125s that'll determine the qualifying order, the running order for the Daytona 500. So campers will have a car in that also if they qualify effectively and don't have any issues during the qualification process. So it should be a fun weekend. It'll certainly be a sold out weekend, that's for sure. Estelle.
Okay. Now our friends at Spot Tonight, look at this one here. Check out the new membership for Spot Tonight. If you're booking more than 3 trips per year, it will save you lots of time and lots of money. There are also some secret features coming to get in early before they realize you need to raise the annual fee from just $59 per year. That's you can save that in one thing. But you know, the cool thing about Spot Tonight, forget the money saving part, is that so many people think that they shouldn't take a trip unless they've got reservations made very far in advance. I am living proof that you don't need. In fact, hopefully I can say this in a month when we come back. We're going down there with only a couple days reserved, and we are going to pretty much freelance this. So between Spot Tonight, Harvest Host, and the relationships we have with KOA and Sun Outdoors, as well as our friends over at Margaritaville in Auburndale, I have no idea where we're going to stay. But my point is this, and Spot Tonight is a perfect example. In fact, you can see them right there.
Right there. Yep.
Even if it's 7 o'clock at night, don't be afraid to call the campground and say, hey, you got anything left? Because the several times that I've done that, they've all said, how did you know? We just got a cancellation. And if there are times when people get stuck on the highway, or they like the place they were with before and they leave late and don't get there. It's always.
I'll be right back.
Yep. So what it all boils down to is Sandy's saying, check out, the membership thing. And then it goes Zagami's arm. Okay. Not even, there we go. It's in reverse.
Huh? Is it in reverse?
Oh, now it is. Okay. No, there you go.
That's the Jack Daniels car.
Yeah.
Oops.
And if you open the hood,
and that's the real deal.
Take a swig out of it. You can take a swig out of it. So
no, it's
so Sandy says,
see, get that? And you can open up the trunk. This is an official NASCAR diecast, which I understand there will be some soon with the campers in car. If my rumors that I'm hearing are correct, that this year we may see a diecast of a campers in car, and everybody's going to want to have one of those. And I'll bet Ben and Jeff would probably give us a couple to give away on the show.
Right. Yeah, or have Bernie sneak them out of the closet. Okay. Bernie said that he said what when he said when I said that you were driving the pace car. Bernie
Oh,
says,
yeah.
"What?" Yeah. Bernie, keep in mind one thing: in all forms of media, only believe about 1/3 of what you see and hear and read. So, and with this show, it's down to about 10%.
Sandy says it's a way that even older parks without a lot of amenities can give campers the experiential camping that they want. I'm surprised that, we've spoken about this before, Sandy, that some of these campgrounds don't have closer relationships to local restaurants, or I know some give discounts if you show your pass to the campground, but there should be more communication between them in the
Yeah.
town.
Hey, as we said, even when we talked with Dawn down at Margaritaville and Auburndale, she knew that area inside and out, and she even does those concerts where you could bring outside people into the park.
Yep.
So
Ron's really stretching this one. Even the Jack Daniels car has no hair.
Oh,
You must be lonesome tonight down there.
the Jack Daniels car.
Sandy says, "Ditto, John. Trip Wizard still rocks as the best navigation, in my opinion. Spot tonight lets you book way in advance too, and for as long as the park will let you stay." Stell says, "We stayed at Cracker Barrel on our trip to North Carolina, and it worked out great." Yeah, Cracker Barrel is one of those places that you can stay overnight, right?
Yeah. And let's be perfectly clear here. We still say that the best night's sleep you're going to have is at an RV park where you can have some peace and quiet and hook up and have plumbing and electricity, etc. But sometimes
have your campfire.
Right, have the campfire. But sometimes when you're heading from point A to point B and you're on a time frame, all you're looking for is a place to pull off the highway. And Cracker Barrel, although I wasn't a big fan of their food, the last couple times we've stopped there, they have upped their game with their food.
So Scott says, "We are looking at RVers shortening their booking window this year. Think about how people used to RV and want to take more spontaneous trips." Well, that's true, but it looks like they're still going to be filling up fast again this year with the activity level. And don't forget, you got the eclipse coming up this year. John and I were talking about that on our other program. And is anybody in our fan base here going camping over that eclipse weekend? Because I think we said it goes all the way from eastern Texas up to Maine, John.
Yeah, on a diagonal, Texas
in
up
April.
to
I know
Maine.
Spacious Skies has a program.
Yeah, they have a couple of them
for the eclipse.
Yep.
Sandy, what are you doing for the eclipse? Let me see what she says here.
Watching it on TV.
I think she means in reference to my question about anybody camping for the eclipse. Our vacation property is right in the middle of the eclipse path.
Whereabouts, Scott? Whereabouts?
Yeah, John wants to go camping on your property.
Yeah, we'll have David Meerman Scott come over, and we'll.
Yeah, you'll take
over my house in Maine. Yep, Spacious Skies. Yep.
Yeah. And then
Jimmy,
we're staying in a Corps of Engineer near Paducah, Kentucky for the eclipse. That's good. That'd be interesting.
Yeah. Let me tell you, I've been to Paducah.
Hey,
that's one of those.
Kentucky. Are there any horse farms on Harvest Host? There must be, huh?
There must be.
Yeah.
There must be. Yeah. And I just checked out the new. The new Harvest.
Scott Barr's sister is a Harvest Host location.
Oh, whereabouts, Scott?
Out in Michigan, I think.
In Michigan, okay. Yeah. Audrey, you going somewhere, Audrey?
Estelle says, I know yesterday the Mass State Parks open booking for 2024 on March 6th at 9 a.m. Does that include Scusset Beach and all the places the Caboses and the Jason places those people go?
Goes through Reserve America.
Yeah, that's the one. Yeah.
Audrey, Quilt Capital Paducah. Yeah, we went to Paducah for a quilt event, and it was pretty fun. Actually, it was the fun part about going to Paducah was leaving.
Dante says going over his house in Maine. His house in Maine is in Windham, so You could go camp out on the Camping World lot in
Pleasant Lake,
Winter,
Michigan.
Maine, and watch the eclipse if they let you.
Wow. Horse
Audrey
rescue
said-
on the way to New Orleans. Huh, that's interesting.
Oh wow! Harvest Host Horse Rescue on the way to NOLA. That'd be an interesting one. Don says
Yep. I'm yawning. This is so rude.
NRVTA Texan RV Park are directly in the eclipse path. Very excited. Okay, so they'll all be filled up there down there.
No,
And
is
some-
this one of those events that
something
is
happens.
cloud?
Something happens. You want to have trouble finding a tech? There'll be plenty of them taking classes down at NRVTA, so you can watch the
Okay.
eclipse. Have you
Okay.
agreed?
Can you find the Tony Barthel thing? Can you put that up? Because Tony just put an audio up here.
Getting
It will be appropriate to end the show.
What time, John?
No. The email I sent to you.
You sent me an email?
Yeah. At about 7:30 with the Tony picture, with the Tony Barthel. BobZagami at gmail.com.
Okay, let me sneak out here for a minute. Boom, boom.
Okay. While you're doing that, I'm wondering if this eclipse is going to have the same possibility of issues that the one out in Washington or Oregon that our friends from RV Love experienced with a cloudy night, so nobody could see anything. I guess they're always subject to clouds, right?
Yeah, I think so. That's the way nature works, John.
Yeah. Well, I didn't know about a partial eclipse versus a solar total eclipse. I don't know. Like one's a lunar and one's a solar. And hopefully you can get that because it will be an appropriate way to end our show.
I got it coming up, coming soon. Ladies and gentlemen, Tony and Willie. 90, at least he's 90 and soon to be 91. I know they did a 90th celebration.
Yeah, and Willie's 88.
No.
Tony doesn't look
Willie's
bad for 90.
Willie just had 90th birthday.
Okay.
Speaking of
now,
birthdays, sadly, we lost Jimmy Buffett and Toby Keith in the last 2 months. So big loss to the music industry.
okay. So here's why I put Tony up there. He'd said, can you find it up there at 7:57? Only Tony can get away with that. Tony said, you'd think that the horse rescue event would be located in Maine, Mane.
Oh, there you go.
No.
That's-
Can you find it, Zagami?
Yeah, just there.
Yeah. On that note,
He's dueling Don Hawes to see who's got the worst joke tonight.
yeah, exactly. On that note,
I was at the
just horsing around. Just
OR
horsing
event
around.
with Mark and Julie. Had clouds, had fun. That was the other one, right?
Yeah.
Still some sites available. Walnut Grove. Oh, in Tiffin, Ohio.
There we go.
We're out of time. Boy, oh boy.
Yeah. We're out of time.
We are-
So we want to let you know that we will not have a show next week due to Valentine's Day, and we couldn't get anybody to work. We couldn't get anybody to work the show.
Well, I didn't want to work, and I didn't want to ask anybody to work for me. So it's a special day. So enjoy it with your spouse or your lovers or your significant others, whoever. But we're going to take next Wednesday night off. We've never done that before, but we probably haven't had Valentine's Day on a Wednesday before either.
Yeah. So it's 8:00. We will be back in 2 weeks with a ton of content from Daytona and more on this trip down south. And special thanks to everyone who watches. And special thanks, Torrentine. I'll try to catch you maybe Monday or Tuesday when we come through. But I'll text you, and we'll go from there.
All right. See everybody down the road. Thanks very much.
Special thanks.
This edition of RVing in New England was a presentation of the New England RV Dealers Association. Thanks for watching, and be sure to like us on Facebook, YouTube, and Instagram.